Are you worried about the game development of Beyond Good and Evil 2? Well, do you know who some of the key players are guiding development? I think if we take a look at some of the work that some of the leading game developers have been a part of over the past few years, then we should gain some confidence in the work that is being done on Beyond Good and Evil 2. So, let's take a developer deep dive. Hello, fellow space monkeys. This is the mildly morose man, otherwise known as Dan or Dan the Man, whichever you fancy. I am here to bring you another thought-provoking video on the developers of Beyond Good and Evil 2. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all things Beyond Good and Evil 2. So, let's begin with what a lot of us have high hopes for. Who's in charge of the narrative direction for Beyond Good and Evil 2? Well, it is none other than Gabrielle Shrager. She's had quite the active role at Ubisoft, working on games like Valiant Hearts, The Division, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, South Park, The Fractured But Whole, and for the past little while, Gabrielle has been the narrative director for the upcoming prequel, Beyond Good and Evil 2. So let's take a quick look at some of these previous projects in order to get a sense of what Gab has been up to over these past few years.
To my dearest friends, through the evil noise of artillery, tanks, and planes, I remember our adventures, your friendship, and your pain.
Valiant Hearts was a game that released back in 2014 on multiple platforms. It was described as a puzzle adventure game and pressed into depicting the scenarios and characters placed in the setting of the First World War. I hear that the strongest point of this video game was its storytelling, painting complex situations with a unique art style.
We don't have much intel, and we don't have the luxury of failure. Not with Manhattan under lockdown and Brooklyn on the brink.
The Division was a looter shooter experience released on multiple platforms back in 2016. Although everyone did not agree, Ubisoft recognized The Division as a commercial success from day one. The game took place in a post-epidemic New York that has been left in shambles for you and your clan to work towards bringing back together. This game, or its sequel, aren't games known for their narratives, but you'll find it interesting to know that Gabrielle was instrumental in creating the Echo system that allowed players to find recorded dialogue scenarios from a long-forgotten New York. The next two games I have absolutely no experience with. First, she was the narrative director for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, published on PS4, Xbox One, and PC back in 2015. After that, Gabrielle was a story content director and senior game writer with Trey Parker and Matt Stone on South Park, Fractured But Whole. Sometime along the way, she was also working on what was originally a Nintendo exclusive in the survival horror game Zombie U. The Wii U never really did that great, so this Wii U exclusive never got the reception that Ubisoft was hoping for. It was eventually released on Steam if you're curious to check it out. I will be taking a look at some of the other folks developing Beyond Good and Evil 2 before coming to any final conclusions. But what do you folks think about Gab's development history so far? I really like to see she worked on a game like Valiant Hearts because of the rich storytelling that was achieved in that game. I also like seeing things like Zombie U and The Division because those were new IPs. She's got a history of trying new things and new ways to tell stories in video games. But what are y'all's thoughts so far? Any games that you were surprised to see she was involved in? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below on what you think this means for the development of Beyond Good and Evil 2. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video at all, and a dislike if you didn't. Thanks for watching, and be back for the next one if you want to stay up to date on all things Beyond Good and Evil 2.